ThegnThrand here, and I'm proud to say that you all did it. Everybody in the YouTube community, all the people who supported my channel, signing the petition that Shad, yes Shad, he is awesome. I hate to say that, but he is the greatest. He started the actual petition, and that helped so much. And he also got a contact through YouTube. I have to say special thanks to Pittith. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. He's the one who helped restore the channel. I'll explain what happened in a minute, but I also want to give all the thanks to everybody that's due. The first person who knew about this problem was Chuck Murray. I knew he'd been going through a lot of problems with demonetization and them trying to take him down and so on. So I contacted him. He immediately told me he didn't know why they did it in the manner they did. They took me down after one strike. Originally there was no strike. It was a video with an age restriction. I appealed it thinking, well, if it's got an age restriction, I can't get any money on it, and I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I didn't think it was anything different than what you see on YouTube, Mythbusters, TV programs. Most of my stuff is all historically based. I mean, everything I did there is historically based, except maybe in that little compilation video, the Gorn Cannon. But in theory, we applied experimental archaeology to the idea of Captain Kirk had done it, and is it possible to build something like that? Since they were built historically, little blunderbuss type cannons out of reeds and bamboo, then yes, it's historical. That video's still up. They didn't seem to have a problem with the Gorn Cannon video. I have two of them up, one a highlights video and one actually where I make the cannon and test it. Just like Mythbusters did in their episode. It's a reply to them that pretty much you did it wrong, you've been busted. That's in the video, but I think they mostly had a problem with the Ninja Fire Thrower. I had a Ninja Fire Thrower that I had made for Anthony Cummins. I do book reviews for people, and he, originally I did a Viking book review, and he decided that he wanted to send me one of his ninja books, which is actually an old manual that was translated, and I made a fire thrower. And what it is, it's not some massive device that just sets everything on fire like magnesium or something modern that someone would have, or napalm. It's just technically like gunpowder on the end of a stick, like a flare or something. Except you can throw it, and there's nothing around it to stop it from setting stuff on fire. So if you threw it into a bale of hay, or maybe an old bamboo rice paper home or something, or a area where a lord lived or something, it might set it on fire, or the type of roofing they had. If it laid there, it wasn't something that was just extreme. It was just something that I made based on the description in that scroll, which was very vague, and he couldn't figure out how to replicate it. So he asked me to do it, and I know a little bit about that type of thing. So I made that. That was in the video. And for Roland Vorzeka, good friend of mine, I got to hang out with him in Eagan, Minnesota, when I went up there for the opening house folk. And he had clay pots he'd put on there, 13th century grenades, is what some people call them. Now, were they grenades or fire pots or lamps? We still don't know for sure. But in the late 13th century, they did have access to primitive gunpowders. So we tried an episode as a 4th of July thing, out where it's legal to pop firecrackers, and didn't really think they were going to explode in our own belief. We just tried one on a jail head to see what they would do, and they basically just make a little fireball, because they have powder in there, and they split open. So no, they weren't an effective weapon or something. We didn't show how to make them. We just went out there and tried them, didn't work. That was an episode. But it was something fun to do. But apparently they seemed to think it was some kind of terroristic thing like they did to JoergSprave. He helped me out as well. I'd like to thank JoergSprave. Thank you so much for the help that you gave me. But they did this to him. They took his channel down over stabbing a vest, and I came to his aid. You know, I did a video about that, stabbing a cheap knockoff stab-proof vest that would not protect you. I mean, he made basically a roundel is basically what the blade he made, but a modern version of his own, and was able to thrust completely through it. And he got a lot of trouble over that because they thought he was teaching people terrorism or how to attack police officers, and no police, law enforcement, or military would wear something that shiny. So we defended him on that, so I'm happy that they came to my defense. Everybody in the community, I'm happy for all the people
thank you to Lindybeige.
Oh yes, I want to thank Lindybeige. Caddy's got it right there. Lindybeige, or Lloyd. He came in last, but I think he's the one who scared them off. That's what it is now. Actually, I think they realized there was a mistake and corrected it. We also have
Honestly, there's been a lot of people.
Chuck Murray. He came in and he did a video on it. He had trouble doing it because he's having so many problems right now. I could see he was breaking up over the situation. Thank you, Chuck. Everybody go by ZombieGoBoom and say hey to him and thank him for it. We had Shad, of course, Shadiversity. He did his video on it earlier
Metatron.
Metatron, he jumped in. I think he had the.
He had the first video.
He had the first video out, Metatron, and yes, I'm going to be doing a collaboration with him, and it's going to be on the Japanese armor from Iron Mountain Armory. So that's going to be awesome. We're going to do mobility testing and stuff like that.
There's a lot more channels that we don't remember all of your names because there were so many of you.
Oh yes, and we want to thank you. I even tried to share as many as I could when I saw what was going on. I was in awe. I was floored. I didn't expect, I mean, I hate to say it, but I expected maybe a few people to care or say something about it, but I didn't expect so many people to come to my aid and rush in. It's like I fell in battle from a tremendous blow, and I got pulled in behind the shield wall as everybody locked up and stood there against what took place. And we don't know if anybody technically really did this. What happened is I had videos to initiate how it happened that had been demonetized, and they do that to you over tags. So depending on whatever I put in the video, a bot saw the tags and decided that this was no good. You can't monetize it, but you can have it under. You can have it manually reviewed to see if it's worthy. And they've been up for years. These videos have been up for 3 years, 4 years. The compilation video, which is the videos that old, is actually about a year or so ago, almost 2 years. So what ended up happening is that specific video, I guess since everything was together, even though there's no instructions in it or anything like that, like Shad said, it's totally harmless, they decided that it was just too much. It overwhelmed the bot, I guess, all the tags and stuff like that. So it knew it had to be something bad. I put it unlisted because if you have enough subscribers, it will immediately put it up for review. You don't have to have 1,000 views in a week or something to get this review. So I did that because I thought for sure they would clear it. They've been clearing other videos. I put them on unlisted. I leave them there. All of a sudden they clear it, and then I release it to the public again. So if you see something unlisted, that's what I was doing, because there's nothing really wrong with the videos. It's just whatever the tags or whatever the bot decided that was bad. But when I went ahead and asked it for a manual review, it put it age restricted immediately. Well, I wouldn't have a problem with that. They said, look, Thran, if this is not age restricted or removed, we're going to take your channel down. I would say, okay, but you don't get communication like that. You get an email telling you that it's now age restricted and demonetized. But you can appeal it, and they encourage you can appeal it, but read their guidelines first, but they don't even tell you what's wrong with it totally. You have to read through a whole list of stuff, like dangerous behavior, bomb making, so I assume that's what it is. Of course, you've got fire in it and stuff, and gunpowder, so instead of looking at it as a historical basis or me testing historical things, they think I'm trying to promote something bad. So I kind of figured that, but I was like, well, it couldn't hurt to appeal it. You know, can't hurt to appeal it. I appeal it, I get a strike against the channel, the video gets totally removed. I flip out, because 3 strikes and, you know, your channel's gone. You know, that's what they tell you. And also, you can't post live feeds anymore when that happens. So I had something taken away from me. So I thought, well, I can appeal this, because I'm already hurt as bad as I can be hurt by this video. It's been removed, and I'll send an appeal for the strike. I'll tell them, you can have the video. Take the video down. Don't ever want to see it again. Just remove this strike from my channel. Send that in. I get a message back at 9 o'clock, or about 10 o'clock, 10:30, on a Saturday night here in Texas, which I don't know what time that would be in California or wherever.
8 o'clock, 8:30.
Right, and it looks like an automated message that says, your channel's been suspended. And I saw him sitting there suspended. I guess that's, you know, 2 weeks or whatever. And I look, that means terminated. The channel is gone unless you appeal it. You only get 1 appeal. I didn't get any extra strikes, and this was all from the same video. I didn't get, Thran, you did this strike. Thran, you did that strike. You know, and I was told that's the way it's supposed to work. I should have had a bunch of strikes in my email that I could appeal each one individually. If they removed any of them, my channel would come back up. And then if they didn't remove any of them, and I appealed all the strikes, and as many times as I could, which you can appeal it more than once, then I had to appeal the channel. Well, all I had was to appeal the channel. So I appealed the channel, and you only get 1 chance at that. And Chuck Murray helped me write a really nice letter to them, basically groveling with them, begging them, please give me my channel back. It means everything to me, and it does. The channel, you guys really help me because it means the world to me. I love the channel. I love doing the videos for you. That's what I wake up for. I'm serious. That's what it's my passion. So, I mean, I was about to cry when this happened. So Chuck Murray came to my aid, gave me a good letter. I mean, helped me. I mean, it was my words, but he helped me write it in a nice way because I couldn't think and how to do it. Sent it to him, and they immediately, like within 4 hours, in the middle of the night here, I couldn't even picture anybody being in their office then, sent me a message back saying, oh, well, we appreciate your appeal, but we've decided to leave your channel out. Please do not send an email back because, you know, basically no one's listening to you. So I can't even see how a person reviewed it. To me, I honestly believe that Chad's right, and it was some kind of an automated system error, and it kept considering the same video that I was appealing as a first-time video, and racking up, I guess, strikes against me without telling me, and just banned my channel. So I apologize for that happening, but I don't think there's any way that I could have avoided it under those circumstances, and I really wanted the strike removed, and I still stand to this day. I'll delete anything that YouTube has a problem with. I do have a VidMe channel, VidMe/Thran, if you want to go by there and watch videos that I have there. I'll be putting some videos up special there that only will be released there. Matter of fact, any videos I have that I think might be controversial or they flag, I may just move them over there. There's no point. They're not going to have any kind of monetization on them, and they may do something like this to me again. If you're looking for something and can't find it, it'll probably be over at VidMe. I'll just move the video over there and take it down because I'm not monetizing anyway. They shouldn't care. It's my material. Anyway, I hope I haven't talked too long, and I can't oversay how much I appreciate what y'all did. Y'all guys are the best, the greatest. You are the warriors that, I mean, of old. So anyway, as always, I hope I didn't forget anybody, and that's the only thing I'm hoping. I didn't forget anybody important that was part of this. I don't want to just end everything without saying everybody, so I'm going to try to kind of read it off a list in my mind and what we have. Shad, of course, and Shadiversity. Be sure and go by and check out his channel. Chuck Murray, ZombieGoBoom, ZombieGoBoom 2, and I'm sure he has a lot of other channels as well. He was a major help. I'm just trying to think as I go. Metatron, of course, Raffaello. We plan on doing some collaboration soon. Roland Vorzeka, our demomanchaos. He's more active on Patreon than he is on Patreon than he is on YouTube, but he has a lot of YouTube videos, and I have a lot of videos with him in them, and I hope to see him again soon. JoergSprave, I don't know if he got a chance to get a video up or not. I know that he shared on his page and all his pages that he has a lot of followers. I mean, he has millions of subscribers. SnapJelly, thank you, bro. Go by and check out his site. Hawkticus Maximus is pretty cool. He did one for me. And scholagladiatoria, Matt Easton, he's one of the first people to have a video up, and even started migrating over to VidMe over it because he was getting upset over the situation that could happen to him next, and everybody had that fear. I mean, after something like that happens to you, it is so devastating, and other people see it. It's like you just got one-shotted in full armor or something. Okay, and then we got the Thinkery. He did one. David Stewart did one. Andrew Garrett, or demomanchaos, as I sometimes
Demomanchaos.
Yeah, I originally screwed up and thought his name was Demomanchaos years ago. We've had a lot of collaboration. We've had a lot of arguments over different stuff, but
and an ongoing joke about his name.
Great friends.
And an ongoing joke about his name.
Yeah, ongoing. And he says he should have named himself Demomanchaos because he'd probably get more subscribers. We got Matthew Brown. Thank you, bro, for helping me out. I hope I get the name right. Caddy's holding it up for me. Temenos Lykourgos. Temenos Lykourgos. Then I've got Friis Forge. Friis Forge did one for me. He's got a nice one with an axe and stuff that looks very, very berserker or Vikinger. DropForgedSurvival did one as well. Yay, DropForge. B-List History did one as well. And not last, or least or anything, but we've got Kjartan The Viking. Kjartan The Viking is a good friend of mine. He does a lot of comedy videos. He does test videos. He's very limited on funds, so he has trouble getting proper arms and armor. But I really thank you, Kjartan. He did a lot. I mean, he doesn't have as big an outlet. He gave it everything he got. He's got some good videos. Go by and see those. History with Wilbur, I believe it's Wilbar, and Wizard of the Hedge did one as well. I hope I didn't leave anybody out, and if I didn't find your video, it's because there were so many of them. I mean, I was overwhelmed. My head was spinning looking at them. But I just want to make sure I covered everybody. Originally, I'm going to be honest, I'm putting this in because I try to remember his name just by off the top of my head. I couldn't. There's so many. It's just, it's unbelievable. That in the actual
description.
But anyway, as always, Farvel.